This is Ballet Arts Ensemble's 35th anniversary. Hard to believe it's been that many years. I have created story ballets, and there have been many, many of them over the last 35 years. Just to mention a few: Cinderella and The Magical Toy Shop, Nutcracker, of course, we're all familiar with. The Skaters, it goes on and on. I had the wonderful honor of creating a ballet back in 2010 based on the fairy tale, The 12 Dancing Princesses. And this was a very special ballet for me because the music was composed by my father, Dale Crooks. He and I collaborated on this project, and his music was transcribed for orchestra, and this ballet was presented at Chenery Auditorium with an orchestra. So that was a very special ballet for me. So in keeping with our tradition of presenting story ballets, this year we're doing Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and Gretel are a brother and sister who are very poor, and they have a very loving father, and they have a very evil stepmother. And so when she leads them into the woods to chop wood, Hansel grabs a loaf of bread off the table, hides it under his cloak, and as they journey through the woods, he puts out crumbs of bread. And ultimately, the ravens, the evil ravens, eat up these breadcrumbs. Hansel and Gretel are lost in the woods after all. They come across Goodyland, which is where the witch resides. And she introduces herself as a very elderly, blind, caring old woman who wants to feed these young children. She wants to take care of them. And then, of course, everything falls apart because she puts them in a cage. She tries to fatten them up, throw them in the oven, and eat them because that's what she does. She eats little children. However, as we all know, it turns out differently, and she actually ends up being the one tossed into the oven. So I have followed the storyline of Grimm very methodically up to that point. How do the children find their way back home? Because the breadcrumbs have been eaten up. They are guided home by all of these wonderful mythical creatures that they have met throughout the ballet. So I have added a lot of characters to this ballet, and I made them all mythical characters.
So you may be wondering what a chimera is. In some mythology, the chimera are evil and destructive, and in our ballet, a chimera is nice, they are curious, they are unique, created of two different animals, either the perhaps body of a skunk and the head and tail of a deer. And our Hansel and Gretel meet these mythical creatures in the forest and dance with them, and they discover one another, and they lead them to the Goody Land. So a challenge for our costume designers is they had to create these chimera from nowhere. They just made these costumes up, and they're all different parts that we have had over the years, and skunk bottoms and cat ears and porcupines and deer. And it was a challenge for our costume designers in creating each individual chimera is completely different on stage.
Hansel and Gretel, played by Aaron and Yvonne.
Hi, I'm a senior at Portage Northern High School. I'm 17 years old, and I've been dancing for about 8 years now.
I am a homeschooled sophomore, and I've been dancing for about 12 years. This is my 3rd year in the ensemble.
So for this year, 2016, Kathleen Healing is directing a brand new ballet, Hansel and Gretel, and I will be playing the lead role of Hansel.
And I'm Gretel. It's a totally new show, really excited.
because we have lead roles, there's a big importance on pantomiming, and basically it's like acting, but you have to get together with the music, and it's a lot of improv, but it takes more than just acting.
Yeah.
You have to show a lot of expression, you have to show a lot of facial features and a lot of different gestures.
Yeah. There's a certain spot you have to be at a certain time, you know, and it's really fun.
And we're really excited to have a lead role because I want to become a dancer in my future, and for my future development, this is going to help me a lot, not just in dancing, but also in having all that responsibility, because we've been rehearsing for about 2 weeks now, and we've already learned a lot, and there's just a lot of acting and dancing and a ton of stuff to do.
Yep. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So come out and watch it, and
Come see us.
We have our witch, Debbie Norton, and she is going to be evil. She's going to be ugly, she's going to be evil, she's going to be a nasty character. And we're just having a blast putting her costuming and her makeup together. And we have a wonderful children's cast this year making up part of our scenery. The Candy, the Gumdrop Fence, the Gingerbread Men, so forth and so on. So a wonderful children's cast. We have the Captured Children, and they have some surprises to give the audience, and I'm not going to reveal what that is right now, but it's going to be very humorous and very funny. So there's a beautiful ending scene in this ballet, and of course it ends up happily, all right? But the journey from beginning to end is filled with a lot of wonderful creatures and colors and lighting effects and scenery. And as I said before, it's all brand new. It's a premiere, and we're very, very excited about presenting Hansel and Gretel this season. So I hope you will help us celebrate our 35th anniversary at Ballet Arts Ensemble, and join us at Chenery for Hansel and Gretel.